Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is the Way West Stand. We're joined, as always, by Rhett Conway. Rhett, how you doing?
Couldn't be any better, Brian.
Yeah, so last time we talked, it was a 4-0 win over Everton. This time, a 3-2 win over Bournemouth. What happened here?
This was that seasonal bottle job that people are expecting from Arsenal that just didn't end up happening. Bournemouth had a set play from the very start, overloaded one side, took the ball the other way, caught Arsenal napping. I mean, it's like the second quickest goal in Premier League history. And then we lost Trossard, which was not good. We don't know exactly how long he's going to be out for. And Tomiyasu was getting beat on the right. And then in the 57th minute, Bournemouth gets the second goal. And just sitting here going, well, in that moment after that second goal, I was definitely like, you know what? I'm not going to be that mad because it was so cool to be in the title race for this long. Seriously, because you're just expecting it. You're just expecting this to happen. And then Thomas Partey in the 62nd makes it 2-1. And then Reece Nelson comes on for Emile Smith-Rowe. Emile Smith-Rowe came on for Trossard and then came off for Nelson. I do not think he's injured. I think it's just a fitness thing. He has not been getting a lot of minutes under his belt. And he wasn't playing poorly. At least I don't think poorly enough to be subbed off. However, with what Nelson did when he came on, maybe Arteta knows something we don't. But Nelson comes on, and a minute later assists Ben White to make it even, and that's in the 70th minute. And that's just, it is beauty. It was a beautiful goal. I'll admit, I thought the goalie saved it. I did not think that was over the line, but it definitely was over the line. And then Arsenal just kept hammering on the door, kept hammering on the door, kept hammering on the door. And Reece Nelson would just, this beauty of a left foot strike into the top corner, as close to as time expires as you can get in soccer. It was an amazing, amazing match.
On like the official stats, it's the 90th plus 7, so 97th minute. That's insane.
Yep. It was real late. We've been. This is the second time that we've had a 90th minute or later winner this year, and we hadn't had one in like 10 years before. This is a special season.
Yeah. No. So you kind of, alluded to at the beginning, you were like kind of almost ready to give a concession speech on here. Like, hey, it was fun while it lasted. But no, it kind of reminds me a little bit, if I can talk about American football for a second. The Patriots would always have a game or two like this each season where it's like, oh, this team that they shouldn't lose to is bringing them to the wire. But then they do win. And it's like,
yep.
They almost got the Patriots, and this is kind of like the same feel here.
Yeah, I'm not willing to say that the Patriots are, Arsenal the Patriots yet. But it does kind of have that same feel of Bournemouth was punching above their weight. They played phenomenally. Bournemouth, for a lot of this match, reminded me exactly of how Everton beat us. Just punching above their weight, doing a really good job, doing everything that someone who's a fan of that team would want them to do. And I feel kind of bad for Bournemouth because the way the rest of the game shook out, they went from getting out of the relegation zone, beating the lead leaders, to they are now bottom of the table because Southampton won. And it's just everything has been snatched away from them. And that is really tough.
That is tough.
This is the kind of match, and this is the kind of match that Arsenal lose. For the past 10 years at least, this is the match that Arsenal drop. And it's not like I'm just one of these negative people. I'm usually a very positive person when I'm talking about sports. But when we go down 2-0 off that header, then he just got away from Partey. And Partey fell asleep. When we go down 2-0 off that header, it's like, I've seen that one before. So, all right, here it is.
But no, hey, we'll see now. Like, you escape this, I feel like as a player, you're probably like, shouldn't have been that close, but we won, so it's fine. It doesn't matter. We're just
3 points is 3 points.
Exactly. So you talked a little bit about some injuries that occurred in this match. What's the injury outlook looking like for Arsenal right now?
So Trossard is out. We're not 100% sure for how long. Yeah, it's expected return late March. It's a groin injury. We're a little bit worried because it wasn't like trainers convinced him to come off. He said in the like 19 minutes and 60 minutes, and he looked over the bench. He's like, I can't go.
Right.
And
So
that's not
that's
where we want to be. Eddie was not even in the team, which is not where we want to be. It's a knock. He is doubtful. No one really understands where that is. He was not in training today. Trossard was not in training today. There was another, let me just pull it up real quick because I know where it is. There was another name that was not in training today that I did not like. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, no Tierney. Which I don't know. You're kind of. I'm not gonna say you're used to. I'm not mean like that, but The good news is with Zinchenko apparently very healthy. I'm not too worried about Tierney not being out. In the good news, Gabriel Jesus is now training with the first team. And
okay.
after the Bournemouth match, he went out and did the cool down with all the subs, and they do a pretty intensive like 3v3 match or 5v5 match or however the numbers work out. And it's a match. It's a full speed little scrimmage that they do, and he participated in that, and he's been seen in first team. So yeah, Eddie coming out and Trossard coming out, we don't want, especially with what Trossard can add, especially with taking minutes away from Martinelli and Saka because of all the matches we have coming up. But now we got Jesus coming back, and I love it. Jamie Carragher brought up a very good point, and I love him for this. He said, Arsenal were 5 points clear going into the World Cup, and they had Jesus, and he was a revelation, and everyone's saying, oh, this is great as long as no one gets injured. And then Jesus gets injured, and he's been out for 3 months, and Arsenal are 5 points clear at the top. And it's just that kind of like it's that next man up mentality. We talked about it on Swinging at Shins, which I just got done recording with Aaron. It's that next man up kind of, the sum is greater than the whole of the parts type of thing. Everyone, the guys who scored the goals, Thomas Partey, who's not known for scoring a goal, especially not a little one that's pinging around the box. Ben White absolutely hammered that goal home. And then Reece Nelson can't even get a start to save his life. And he gets the assist for the Ben White goal and gets the final goal. We're getting it from everywhere, which means when we do lose a guy, it's just that next guy up. And it's scary because, I'd love for everyone to be healthy, but we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, you love to see that. And, this last push of the season, we're getting to it, right? So, all hands on deck it can be.
Yeah, this is where things are getting complicated because we have tomorrow or today, depending on when this comes out, Europa League starts back up. And that's a away match, 12:45 p.m. Eastern start against Sporting. I'm going to say the same thing about this that I say about every single cup competition. It's going to be very interesting to see what team he puts out.
Right.
Because especially as we get closer, especially as it still is within reach, if we had dropped a bunch of points and City were ahead and we were comfortably in a top 4 spot, but probably not going to get the league, yeah, I could see us going for Europa. I still think Arteta says we play everybody. We want to win everything. That's the mentality he's trying to build. Screw the minutes. Jorginho probably starts instead of Partey. Smith Rowe probably gets a start. It's going to be interesting to see who the front three are because I doubt Jesus gets a start. But with Trossard out and Eddie out and Jesus out, I don't know. Martinelli probably starts in the middle. Maybe Smith Rowe starts out in the left, but that's not his strong suit. We probably don't come out in a 4-2-3-1 like we normally do. So I'll be very interesting to see what the lineup is. And I'm not looking past Sporting in any way. They're not having a great season, but they're a good team. They're in a European competition. I won't be looking past them because I think we're going to beat them. I'll be looking past them because right now, from all the fans at least, it feels like Prem or die.
Right. So we'll see what happens there. Anything that we didn't get to talk about that you wanted to?
Yeah, just brief. When we go back to the Prem, just because we're doing great on time, when we go back to the Prem with Fulham, Fulham has been a sneaky good team as of late. Marco Silva, their manager, is up for Manager of the Month. They have 2 players up for Player of the Month, one of which is Bernd Leno. who is the former Arsenal goalkeeper. It's a London derby. It's not one of the big ones, but it's still a London derby. It's going to be an interesting match. Could be a trap match. Could be one of those matches that no one's definitely looking by. Fulham right now are 7th in the table. It's just, if we go in and we hammer them, not saying it's going to happen, but if we do that, then then I'm really starting to believe.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And then, do you want to tee up or tease some swinging at shins topics for your listener?
Yeah, swinging at chin. So the big match, you think the big match after the way it ended would be the Arsenal Bournemouth match and what that meant for the title, but no, the big match was Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0.
Yeah,
That
that's
was a
brutal.
huge match. We talked about that a lot. We talked about West Ham a lot. I don't know if we actually added anything to the West Ham conversation apart from just bro and how is this happening. Talked about Brighton. Talked about maybe Chelsea's on the up. They got a little bit of a win streak going. Newcastle going to hold on. So yeah, no, we got a lot of fun stuff teed up.
Awesome. So go check that out. And then where can we find you online?
So you will find me via Swinging at Shins, and that will be on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. Apart from that, if you were in the capital region and you like the Gunners, then I run the Albany Gooners. Still waiting to hear back from Arsenal America on the, 17th iteration of the logo, whatever it is. But we meet all the time. We had like 12 or 15 guys in a snowstorm last week. It was great. So
yeah, go support that. Arsenal America, get back to Rhett here. Come on, we gotta know officially. And then other than that, you can follow me on Twitter at the fake B Martin. Our channel is on Twitter at we can sport. Got a little confused there. It's all good. And then we're on every other social media platform. Wicked Good Sports. Rhett, thank you so much for your time.
thank you, Brian.
We'll see you all in the next one.